Hello, I just wanted to take a moment to tell you about Happy Rock Church and the logo design and also the website, the branding that we created for Happy Rock Church. This church is an amazing church that we met about a year ago, and they are doing a great work in Gladstone, Missouri. So let me start the story there with the name of the church. And I know it sounds a little bit funny. At first glance, I thought it sounded a little bit funny too. Happy Rock Church. So we met the young pastor and his wife, and they were ministering. They are ministering in Gladstone, Missouri. And a nickname for the town is Happy Rock. So if you kind of slow down, it's the name of the town. The actual name is Gladstone, Missouri. So Gladstone, Happy Rock. So they have all sorts of different businesses in the area that are called Happy Rock. You know, barber, Happy Rock groceries, Happy Rock. Whatever. It just had a bunch of different businesses called Happy Rock. And the pastor just wanted to be a local church to serve that city of Gladstone. And they wanted to be just known as the local church in the area. And they did a lot of different outreaches and events to serve that community. So they wanted to build their brand around that. And as we talked and learned more about the vision, what they had, we were able to create a system to be able to communicate well who they are. So brand is all about perception. It's what people say about you. The thing about a brand is that you cannot really tell people your brand. They have to experience it, and then they tell you your brand. So it's perception, how people perceive you or perceive your church. Now, marketing is the experience that people have, and that's you can control. So based on your vision, based on what you're trying to do, there's an experience that you can provide, which is your marketing, that helps people to then say the right thing about your church, so they have the right perception. So we wanted to work with Happy Rock Church to help them get that right perception about who they were in the community, so that they could reach more people and do some more amazing work in that community. And I'll show you some of the design. So what I love to do in these stories where we kind of unpack a brand is go ahead and show you the design, but then tell you why this design is what it is. Because there should be a story behind your logo design. If you're getting a logo designed or you're thinking about it, then there should be a story behind it. And it's not just about your logo. Remember, a brand it's more than that. It's your values, it's your vision, your mission, it's all those things. You need to be able to capture that so that you can provide an experience that's in line with it. A logo is one part of it, but it should reflect the overall brand, the overall vision. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is the logo for Happy Rock Church. And this is a young pastor. He's trying to reach young families in that community that are blue collar. They might be professionals, but they have young children in the area. So we wanted to create a brand that's a little bit on the trendy side, but not too trendy where it couldn't last for a long time. So it's a very, very simple design. Also, the name Happy Rock and Gladstone, the name of the city, is kind of this it's got a visual naturally about it. So we wanted to be about like the rock, the idea of a rock or a stone, but not so directly. So I'll start with the mark. The mark is what you see up above, and it kind of represents this idea of a rock or a stone. It's just a simple shape, the square. Square is a very powerful design tool. It's a very powerful design element because it's got symmetry and it's stable. It's a very powerful visual element. So we decided to use a square for this design, just representing stability or rock, that idea. And then in the middle, we just have the initials of the church, HR, and the H and the R are connected because the vision of the church is to be connected with the community and to be connected with each other, big small group culture. They also have some midweek services, and the big idea behind the church is just to invite people into family so people are connected with one another. We used a simple font, so you'll see the font down below, Happy Rock. It's a very simple font that's just a condensed font that's spread out a little bit. looks a little bit trendy, and then the word church goes below that, just allowing people to see that it is a church. It's not the barber, it's not the grocery store. This is Happy Rock Church. So church is a little bit bigger to where you can see it, but then Happy Rock is the thing that stands out. Very simple design. We're giving them two variations. The stacked variation is up on top, and then this variation is a horizontal, which we would use on a website or anything that needs to be on the horizontal. So Happy Rock Church were able to take care of their branding and create something that should work well for that young audience. Created some mock-ups to help them begin to see how this could work on various types of media or swag. Once you see it in action, that's when you can begin to get your head wrapped around how's this mark going to be used, how's the logo going to be used, what's it going to look like when it begins to be tried on to different things. So this is kind of what it looks like, and then here's the website as well that we designed. So part of branding, we like to include the website as part of that, because the website truly is the front door. It's the first place. It's the lobby. That's almost the lobby of your church. It's where people go for the first time and get the learn about what the church is all about. So in our branding process, whenever we work one-on-one with a church, we like to provide the brand strategy, but then also provide the logo with a website. That's really what you need to begin to establish a brand, and just some strategies that we want for sure as part of that, so that we're able to present well to the community who you are, what you're all about. So this is a quick look at the website that was designed to help Happy Rock Church to get into the community and just communicate well to the audience that they are trying to reach. So a couple quick notes as far as designing a brand is there's a brand guide that goes with this. It unpacks what we talked about. It's a document that just has the logo and the variations as a part of that, and we want to make sure that the church has a brand document. In fact, let me pull that up real quick. So on the screen you can see that there's a brand document. This is just a part of it, where we're taking the logo and saying, hey, there's two variations. We have a couple different fonts that we're going to be using to represent the church on all different types of media. And then we're providing all variations of the logo that we want them to use. And you'll notice none of these variations are going to be squished, or the colors aren't going to be changed. They're using the same colors. In fact, down here we have the color values defined, so that the church can present something consistently over time that truly represents who they are in the community. So a brand is built by the consistent experience that people have with it. That's how it becomes sticky and memorable. So we want to make sure that as a church, we're creating something that is easily replicated. That's why logos, when we design logos, and when you have a logo designed for your church, it needs to be really simple. Like you might have taken a look at the Happy Rock logo and think, wow, there's really nothing to it. It's just very simple. Well, it's a lot of work to be simple. It's a lot of work to take out as much as you possibly can and just leave the essence of what needs to be there. And that's what we want to try to do with a logo, with a brand, is just simplify it all the way down to the essence of what needs to be there to still reflect the vision of the church. And that's what a great logo does for the church. So thanks. Thanks for joining me on this brief video. I wanted to keep it short this time, just to explain this story behind Happy Rock Church. It's such a unique church name, and being able to work with a young pastor in a community that's been around for a long time but has a unique kind of quirky culture about it. We wanted to design this brand to reflect that, and hopefully what you've seen shows how we can do that to create this unique brand. One final thought is that the name Happy Rock is so quirky that we wanted the brand itself to be a little bit more corporate. It's almost like a juxtaposition between the two. It's a quirky name, but we want you to take us seriously, because the message that we have is worthwhile. It's worth being a part of. It's worth buying into. It's not silly. It's not quirky. It's real. And so as we created the brand, we wanted to present that. That's why it's very corporate looking versus being quirky like the name. We could have went with a smiling rock, and put that a gray little blob with a happy face on it, but it just wouldn't connect in the way that the vision of the church wants to connect. Yes, they're there for the community and to be part of the community, but they have a real purpose and a real vision that's worth being a part of. It's worth supporting with the resources of your time and energy and your finances. And we wanted to present that as a brand so that this church can succeed in that local community. Thanks again for joining me, and hopefully this helps you as you determine your branding for your church. Make sure you check out churchbrandguide.com for free resources. We also have services that we can provide for you if you need some help going through this process. Just give us a shout out. I'd love to get on a call with you and just discuss maybe something that you're trying to work through and see if we might be able to help you with that, or at the very least just talk to you and get a feel for how we can maybe give you a couple pointers to help you out. We also have a great free resource about the 5-step marketing strategy. It's a makeover that for your church that helps you get your marketing right. Remember, branding is perception, but marketing is the experience that you provide in line with the branding. It's the greeter at the front door. It's the website. It's the lobby. The 5-step marketing makeover resource for your church is going to help you do that. It's going to help you take a look at that. So you can find it at churchbrandguide.com. All the things that we provide for you to help you get your branding right is at churchbrandguide.com, including our podcast. And we're releasing episodes about every 2 weeks on the podcast. So check that out on iTunes, Android, and all the other podcast platforms. I'm sure it'll help you as you begin to brand your church. If you're a pastor, you're starting a church, if you're a communications director that's in charge of communications, branding is just something that helps you stay on point with who you are. And I'd highly encourage you to get the branding right. Make sure that you are presenting something that's genuine, authentic, and that you're using the right techniques to do it. And that's really what the podcast is all about. Helping you helping you to learn by sharing those techniques with you. So check out that podcast as well. All right, thanks again for joining me. And my name is Michael Persad with Church Brand Guide. I'll see you next time.